Welcome to episode 158, Sheldon Adelson, 12 Business Lessons. This is an outline of episode 158, lesson 1 to lesson 6. This is lesson 7 to lesson 12. Lesson number 1, his business philosophy. There are 3 parts. First, do things different. Second, do things others won't do. Third, change the status quo.
How can you achieve your dreams? I'll tell you the secret, but nobody ever follows it. Just do things in life the way other people don't do them. Change the status quo, and then you'll succeed. I've said that 1,000 times, nobody listens.
Lesson number 2, not much formal education is needed. He dropped out of City College of New York in less than 2 years to pursue full-time entrepreneurship. Lesson number 3, where he learned business. First, 72 years of experience. Second, he built 50 companies. Third, often he is the outsider.
His business career spanned nearly 7 decades and has included creating and developing to maturity more than 50 different companies, new business model, new products, and new markets. He is a living proof that being an outsider can work as an advantage, and what we can create and that we can create opportunities by transferring know-how among different businesses.
Lesson number 4, he created the concept of integrated resort. For example, in Marina Bay Resort, the casino is only 2% of the floor space, and it's not even the hub of the resort.
It's the first integrated resort that doesn't use the casino as the hub, and then everything else is off the casino. It's a separate building, and you could tour. It's about 9.5, say 10 million square feet, and you could tour 9.5 million square feet, never see the 500,000 square feet of the casino or the building. So it's not the hub and the spoke that has been the dogma.
Lesson number 5, world record size. His resorts, Venetian Las Vegas, Venetian Macau, and Marina Bay Sands, they are all 2 to 3 times bigger than his rivals and broke world records. Lesson number 6, world record time. He was completing projects twice as fast as his rivals.
Well, if you looked at Las Vegas, and you had a couple of big helicopters with big slings, and you put it under the strip, and you picked up the entire strip with all of the properties abutting it, and bring it over to Asia, could you succeed? Mm-hmm. And the answer to me was yes.
Lesson number 7, to survive bad times, build big cash reserve. His cash reserve is 3 times his annual operating expense. This is how he survived the 2008 global financial crisis.
The financial crisis saw credit dry up, and Sands was badly hit. You had to pump $1 billion of your own personal wealth to save the company from bankruptcy. Were you alarmed by how close the company came to collapse in 2008?
No.
You didn't even flinch?
No.
Not the least bit worried?
No.
Why?
Because I knew I had the money, and I was willing to put it in. I had picked up $3 billion. It was the largest secondary in history a couple of years earlier. So whatever that made, plus that, minus the taxes we paid. So we had plenty of money, my family, and we knew we were willing to put the money in. So why would I flinch?
Lesson number 8, I can never lie.
Caesars and MGM and Boyd, they're not entrepreneurial.
How are you able to be so outspoken?
When you ask me a question, I try to be honest. I flunked Diplomacy 101. I don't know, I'm outspoken because I could never I couldn't be a liar. I can only tell the truth. I would be a very bad liar.
I say that because...
My father never left me, and he always told me, never lie about anything. You got to be honest. Because if you lie about one thing, the second time somebody's going to ask you, you're going to make up a lie to cover that first lie. And then pretty soon you got a whole chain of lies, and then you're completely exposed.
Lesson number 9, treat everybody the same.
The idea was to treat everybody the same. And once you started giving concessions to one company, then everybody else would find out about it. You'd have to give them all.
Lesson number 10, he believes in iconic buildings.
So he did that, and it turned out to be the best.
Okay.
And I do believe in iconic buildings, that when we're competing with other people, to me, iconic is like the Opera House in Sydney, Australia, where if you looked at the picture, you know exactly the city in which it's located. It's kind of like when architects, young architects, come out of school and they get a job at the architectural firm, and they, in their interview, or once they're accepted, the architect, the boy or girl, will take a design out of their back pocket or out of the girl's pocketbook and say, hey, boss, you know, I've been dreaming about this while I've been in architecture school. I want to show you the building that is going to be the greatest building that we could ever do here. And then he shows it to the boss. The boss looks around for the round file cabinet. And he takes it and he throws it over into the round cabinet. And he says, well, nobody's going to buy that. So, I mean, that's a beautiful building, but it's iconic. It's iconic. Only universities and museums can afford to build an iconic building. And only somebody as crazy and as risk-taking as Sheldon Adelson would build an iconic building for the billions of dollars it'll cost, because it wins the day.
Lesson number 11, why do people doubt him? Because he does things differently.
They doubted whether this would work here. They doubted whether your entry into Asia would work. They've doubted almost every step you've taken along the way.
Why were they wrong? Because they guessed against me.
Right.
That should be clear. I've been in business for 69 years, since I was 12. And every time, well, after the first dozen or so businesses, I realized that the only way to get ahead was to do things different. If you do things differently, success will follow you like your shadow.
Lesson number 12, he's an expert looking for growth. He started in New England, then expanded to the Caribbean, then he expanded to Las Vegas, then he expanded to Macau, and then he expanded to Singapore.
How do I think it was going to grow? Because there was 1.3 billion Chinese. The business was already there. I think that people weren't recognizing it.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your comments and questions below. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.